Getting paid is something that you deserve when you work for it. But getting paid more than you should get is one of the best things. So let's talk about the 6 most overpaid football players in the Premier League. At number 6, we have Danny Drinkwater. Danny Drinkwater was a product of the Manchester United youth development system. He had loan spells at Huddersfield, Cardiff, Watford, and Barnsley. After this, in 2012, the player was sold to Leicester City in the Championship. Right from his signing, Drinkwater became an integral part of the Leicester City team, and despite suffering from an injury in the 14-15 season, he was still a large part of the promotion-winning team. In the world-famous story of Leicester City defying the odds and winning the Premier League title, Drinkwater played a vital role in the Foxes' dominance of the league, earning acclaim throughout the world for his successful style of play. Danny stayed for the Foxes for another season after their fairy-tale victory before joining Chelsea in September 2017. This is where the Englishman's problem started, as he only made 12 appearances for Chelsea in over 2 years. Burnley took a risk on the out-of-favor midfielder in August 2018, but they swiftly regretted their decision as he was only good enough for a single Premier League outing. Drinkwater is present with Aston Villa, where he has become embroiled in an off-the-field issue. Indeed, this is one of the worst incidents of player overpaying, as the former Premier League winner gets paid a ludicrous £100,000 per week to nearly seldom play and perform poorly when he does. But what can we say at the end? On number 5, we have Shkodran Mustafi. Shkodran Mustafi started his senior career at Serie B side Sampdoria, where he was a member of the promotion-winning team and made 1 game. The defender made 17 appearances the next season, and he was a regular starter by the 13-14 Serie A season. Mustafi's success in Italy prompted Valencia to sign him in 2014, and he went on to have 2 fantastic seasons in La Liga, scoring a couple of goals. Arsenal finished second in the Premier League in 2016, purchased the player in 2016, and he had a good season with the Gunners, winning the FA Cup the following season. Mustafi, on the other hand, had switched his form deteriorate steadily since 2018, and he's now a shell of the player whose promise was once recognized. Despite this, he remains in the starting lineup due to his club's frequent injury problems and their refusal to invest in top-quality players any further back than the midfield positions. Mustafi has recently been at the center of a calamity of blunders. The team needs to find an alternative to paying a poorly performing, game-conceding defender £90,000 per week to find new ways to let his team down. At number 4, we have Phil Jones. Phil Jones has been a Manchester United player for quite some time. He joined United from Blackburn Rovers in 2011 and has had some success throughout his time there. Jones has managed to be a member of the title-winning club in the 2012-13 season, as well as victories in the Community Shield in 2011 and 2013, the FA Cup in 2016, and the Europa League in 2017. Although Jones has won trophies during his tenure with the Red Devils, his career has been littered with unfulfilled expectations. This is about what Sir Alex Ferguson said about the player when he first signed him, claiming that he was one of the best players he had ever seen, capable of playing wherever on the field. This was not the case, as Jones has struggled to play well in any position he has played in, particularly in defense, where he has gotten some of the harshest criticism of any English footballer for his bad performances. Jones is currently on the United bench due to these poor performances. On the other hand, Big Phil gets paid £75,000 a week to sit on the bench, preventing him from causing more havoc on the field. Moving on to our top 3, we have Andre Gray. Andre Gray has experienced all of English football's highs and lows. Gray began to attract championship clubs' attention while playing for Luton Town, where he established himself as a potent goal scorer, averaging more than a goal per game in the lower leagues. Following his success at Luton Town, he was promoted to the championship with Brentford for the 2014-15 season, where he had success in the front line. However, it was the following season when he was joined by Burnley and contributed 23 goals in 41 games to the club's promotion to the Premier League that the striker gained prominence. Gray's debut season in the Premier League did not go as well as his previous ones, with only 9 goals in 32 appearances. Following that, he joined his current team, Watford. His move to the Hornets did not improve his fortunes, as he only scored 12 goals in 60 games in the 2 seasons before the current 19-20 season. That takes us to the present, when Andre Gray has been on the bench since November owing to poor performances and only 2 Premier League goals. Watford presently pays the out-of-form striker £70,000 a week for the honor of taking his position on the Hornets bench. Therefore, this is a net return of £35,000 per goal per week. I believe they'll have to reevaluate their finances in the near future. On number 2, we have Phil Jagielka. Phil Jagielka first stated first-team success at Sheffield United when he assisted them in their pursuit of top-flight victory in the 2006-2007 season. That year, he made 37 appearances and scored 4 league goals, a respectable return for a defender. After a good year, Everton signed Phil, where he enjoyed 12 successful seasons and was widely regarded as an indispensable member of the club. This lasted until 2019, when the Blades opted to bring Jagielka back to Bramall Lane and pay him £50,000 a week for his services. This £50,000 weekly wage is £20,000 higher than the second highest paid player, Mohamed Besic, which may be justified if Jagielka was put in match-winning performances every week. On the other hand, the defender has only appeared in 4 Premier League games this season and is frequently relegated to the bench. Sheffield United will know where to find me if they want to pay a lot of money for bench players. Before we talk about number 1, let's bring in one honorable mention of why we're doing this, because in the end, it's an honor to get paid more. Radamel Falcao was getting paid $265,000 per week. So when he was making so much money, why is he not in the top? Well, the simple reason is that he also did relatively more work than any of these guys that are on the list. So, who is the best of the best? Or in this case, the luckiest among all the lucky ones? Getting paid a considerable amount just to do nothing? Well, that's a dream job. On number 1, we have Joe Hart. Joe Hart was formerly the English goalkeeper's poster boy. Hart progressed through the ranks at his boyhood club, Shrewsbury Town, before joining Manchester City in the Premier League. After that, he was loaned out to Tranmere Rovers, Blackpool, and eventually Birmingham City, where he earned a seat in the first team, defeating Shay Given to the number 1 spot and enjoyed great success. However, he has fallen out of favor at the Etihad in recent years and was loaned out to Torino in Italy before another loan spell at West Ham. Finally, in 2018, City sold Hart to Burnley, and he now earns £45,000 per week with the Clarets. That would not be awful in and of itself, but he's not only earning this much as a backup goalkeeper, but he's also earning £10,000 more per week than first-team goalkeeper Nick Pope. If I were Pope's representative, I demand at the very least a flat pay scale for the shot stopper. The purpose of this video is pure knowledge and entertainment, and we have no intention to hurt anyone's feelings. We know that these players are also playing their best, and hopefully, there'll be a day soon enough that we won't even have to include them on this list. Now you tell us down in the comments which of these players you admire the most. This is all for today, but as there is always something more to learn about football, so here are some videos you can see. On the left, we have 7 greatest duos ever in football history, and on the right, we have 8 football players who retired too early. I look forward to seeing you there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.